Hey everybody, welcome to $2 Horror. As you may have noticed, we're not quite in the same environment. Um, Upstairs in the attic, our normal filming area, our studio, is completely taken up with the set that we're constructing for Halloween. Leah's up there right now working on it. You're probably gonna hear her loudly yell obscenities at some point during this episode. We're here to talk about the 2009 slow burn masterpiece from Ty West called House of the Devil. This movie stars Jocelyn Donahue as Sam, the main character. We are with her through pretty much the entire movie. Greta Gerwig co stars as her friend Megan. We have Tom Noonan as Mr. Ullman. You'll recognize him as Frankenstein's monster from the Monster Squad. We have Mary Warnoff as Mrs. Ullman. You'll recognize her from many 80s horror movies. We have Eating Raoul, Small Bit, and Chopping Mall. What's that one with the movie theater? I don't remember the name of it. I'll put it up right here. Uh, a short cameo, Dee Wallace as the landlady in the beginning. We open up with a little text screen saying, this is based on a true story because this movie is like a love letter to 70s and 80s horror. This is very much like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Amityville Horror, something that was super popular back then to claim that this was based on a true story. This movie was shot on 16 millimeter film using cameras and lenses available to filmmakers in the 70s and 80s, and it really shows in all the best ways. Director of photography Elliot Rocket really knew what he was doing, especially in these opening shots when we have Sam kind of walking around the campus in Connecticut where this movie was shot. He's bringing out all the classic framings. You have your Head and Shoulders portrait frame. You have the whole torso portrait frame. There's a Dutch angle in there. There's a cutoff at the knees cowboy angle. We have wides and ultra wides, fast zooms. It's really, oh, it's delicious to watch this movie. It's so good looking. There's this beautiful grainy texture throughout the whole thing. It's really gorgeous. Even the title card, we have this kind of like zoom out into a wide. Even as Sam gets closer, she's filling more of the frame as we're zooming out, and then we freeze frame, and you have House of the Devil and this like yellow or orange kind of bubbly, well not bubbly, but rounded text. It's beautiful. So the plot of this movie is kind of based around the satanic panic of the 80s. We have Sam who is looking to get an apartment of her own, I suppose because she's a student. Um, she finds a great one. The landlady's desperate to rent it. She wants to cut her a deal, skip the security deposit, just give me the first month rent. And Sam's like, great, knowing that she only has like $80 in her bank account, so she needs cash fast. Comes across a number for a babysitting gig. Um, I don't remember if the pay was listed on the flyer, but it's like kind of too good to be true. She calls it. It's Tom Noonan. He's like, "Come on over. We need you." She needs the money, so therein lies the impetus, the call to action, as it were. Her and Greta Gerwig go to this beautiful Victorian home out in the middle of the woods. I wonder if you can hear that power saw. Um, Tom Noonan's all kinds of creepy. Greta Gerwig's like, we gotta cut out of here. But Sam's like, hey, I talked him into $400 for one night. I gotta stay. You know, this takes care of all my problems. And I'm sure you can see where this is going. Greta Gerwig hightails it out of there. She's like, call me, make sure you're safe, blah, blah, blah. It's the last you're going to see of her, kind of. Um, so this movie begins its slow burn, a constant building of tension. Sam is first of all, Tom Noonan, Mr. Ullman makes it known that he kind of lied on his flyer. They don't have a child to babysit. What they have is an elderly old woman, and he's like,
This is not anything like you're imagining. There's nothing medical that you have to do whatsoever. In fact, you don't have to do much of anything. And I find this all a bit awkward. But you have to understand I have only the best intentions. I've been putting advertisements out for the past 2 weeks to get someone for tonight, but nobody responds to elderly assistance or home care anymore. So I thought maybe babysitter would get better response. But to be honest, it didn't do much. And like I said on the phone, I only got one other girl. And when I told her the truth, she backed out, so.
she's very independent. She can get stuff on her own. My wife's just kind of paranoid, doesn't want her home alone. So you probably won't even see her. So Sam's just kind of doing her thing. She's working on homework. She's watching TV. Um, she puts a tape in her Sony Walkman, and she's kind of dancing around the house to one thing leads to another. By the fix. But all these little signs are starting to pop up that not everything is as it seems. And I don't want to spoil too much for you because there's kind of a we spend like an hour just slowly building up this tension, and more she's realizing that she's actually in a dangerous situation, and it kind of all explodes at the end. But I don't want to tell you about that. I really want you to watch this movie if you've never seen it, because this movie is fantastic. I'm kind of hit or miss on Ty West, to be perfectly frank with you. I love The Innkeepers, although that movie does kind of fall apart a little bit at the end. Um, this movie doesn't. It's fantastic all the way through, and stylistically, it's superb. I tried to watch X. It really wasn't my cup of tea. I've heard that Pearl is much better, so I'm definitely going to give that a shot at some point. But having said that, I know X and Pearl are wildly popular, but I just haven't seen them. So House of the Devil for me is Ty West at his absolute best. This movie is it deserves the cult status that it has. I think it should be much more well known. It's just one of the better horror movies that's ever been made. I think it's just, and it's not even for like practical effects, or it's just really good suspense building. It's good visual storytelling. It's kind of like what storytelling in film is all about. Um, like I said, stylistically, it's on point throughout the whole movie. Looks fantastic. Every frame is a great frame. You know, lighting, blah blah blah. All that stuff is great. So you really just you watch this movie to just kind of enjoy the art of filmmaking. If that doesn't sound too pretentious, you watch this movie to just go, wow, they really did a great job with this. You know. So if you've never seen this movie, definitely, please, I'm begging you, watch it. It's so good. It is. It is just fantastic. If you've seen it before, I'm sure I'm just preaching to the choir for you. I've never met people who don't like this movie. Hope to see you next month. We have a really good Into the Void episode coming out on the 1st of October. It's like our Halloween must watch movies. And then we're gonna have a Halloween special. Like I've said, we've got an intricate set being built as we speak. Hopefully that all works out and it looks great. And if we get to the 15th and when our long format comes out and there's no intricate set, you'll know that it didn't work out. um, as always, don't let anybody give you shit for watching movies all the time because their world sucks. I'm Matt Eddy, and we will see you next month. We will see you next month for $2 Horror Halloween episode. So, see you then.